Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live panel of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge.
Ryan Seymore.
And this is going to be like a fun version of what we film every Tuesday at Comic Town. How many of you guys go to Comic Town? Exactly. There we go. Everyone should go to Comic Town. It's where comics live.
Excellent life choices.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, the books that we reviewed, obviously, because it is Sunday, no books have come out, and they're not coming out tomorrow. Yeah. So we pulled things from the comic floor. So these are things that you can actually go and nab right now, depending on what you like. Yeah. And you better like all of them, because these are all my friends. No. So let's talk about Charge.
Yes.
Talk about Charge. This one is really cool. It's not necessarily tied to an imprint, though.
No, and it's super dark. It's like Sin City dark.
Yes, it is. Like, we're talking about superheroes are real, and this is some of the most gritty realism dealing with superheroes, I think, outside of Mark. Mark Miller's work does a lot of, like, this darkness, but this one is legit. Like, I dug this one.
There's a scene where someone gets punched in the face.
Yeah.
And it's...
Through the face.
Through the face.
Through the face.
Yeah.
Spoiler free, though. We're not saying anything else, but through the face. It's not necessarily for the children's. It's a little heavy, but really cool. Gavin Smith is my buddy. He did the artwork for it. He actually did the gray tones and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he kicked butt on this one. Yeah. So, like, this one, I don't know. I think, like, this could get picked up by another publisher.
Yeah, it's one. It really shows the lethality of a lifestyle in either being a supervillain or a superhero.
Absolutely.
And I really enjoy that because it's refreshing. It's like, how many times can Batman put the Joker back in Arkham?
But why does he keep doing it? Right. Like, I don't understand. It's like by time 43, you're like, listen, we're gonna have to try something else because I'm not crazy. And if you do the same thing and expect different results, that's the definition of crazy.
That is insanity.
So I'm gonna shoot you. Yeah. Like, that's like Batman should have that one caveat. Like, if I'm gonna shoot anybody, it's gonna be the Joker. It's gonna be the Joker. It's gonna be in the face multiple times, just to make sure. I mean, he's a zombie. That's my word. And double tap. You have to do it that way. It's just respectful.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you want to do next? What do you want to do next?
Maybe Scarlet Huntress?
Scarlet Huntress. Okay, so Scarlet Huntress. Hopefully you guys that are local have heard of Scarlet Huntress. This is Sean Forney's work with his wife Stephanie. They are local creators, very prominent, very awesome, awesome
and
folks.
They do a lot of in-store signings, a lot of meet and greets. I mean, they love their fans.
Yes. What's the name of the charity that they start up? Heroes for. Oh, I never say it right.
Yeah, I was messing up.
I did. They do a charity, which is awesome, for comic creators that suffer cancer or any sort of illnesses or things like that, because their great good friend Josh Metters, he passed away a few years ago from cancer, and so they were really inspired by him and his life, and really wanted to give back. It was awesome people.
Yeah, and that's something like even your big rock star creators like Frank Miller, Jim Lee, they don't necessarily have health benefits through the publishing companies. Exactly. Like, they have to have it on their own. So the fewer copies you sell, the harder it is to maintain that kind of stuff. So
so this was a wonderful thing. So definitely, if you go to them, put in on their charities, man. It's really important. Yeah. So Scarlet Huntress, this is a twist of Little Red Riding Hood, but awesome. Yeah. Like,
she goes after them wolves.
Yeah. It's not the little traipsing to grandma's house. Yeah. This is not a game. I mean, as you can see, she's wielding 2 swords. There's no little basket of cookies or nothing like that. Grandma's gonna be well taken care of. We don't need the huntsman to come in and do nothing. Yeah. Like, you just kind of sit back and be like, good on you. Yeah. Sean does the artwork. Let's see. There's a lot of different writers for this one, though, I think. Let's see. We've got John Barker, Brian Borgman. And Stephanie, she wrote for this one. Yeah. I want to say this one's part of a Kickstarter that they did.
Yeah, and in the back, there's a list of all the people who contributed, and it is a long list. It's like 2 pages.
God, I failed. I don't think I put in on this one. I am such a failure.
One of the things I loved about this issue is there's 3 different stories that are in it, like real short ones.
Right.
And there's kind of like a Ginger Snaps vibe for anyone that follows indie horror.
Yes.
There's a story that takes place in the past, and a story that's kind of contemporary.
Nice.
Although when the first book first came out, I think it was still a few years away from 2015. So.
Got you. No, I'm sorry. I just got excited because apparently I did put it in on his Kickstarter because my name's right here. Right. So I didn't even know. Like, I forgot. I'm sorry. But no, this is a beautiful book. In fact, now I'm looking at it, I do know that I have this because my son, he was reading it. It was like, when's the next one coming out? And I was like, I don't know. I have to ask Sean. Yeah. And he's like, ask him. Do it now. So.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions about that, too.
This is a good one. You guys have this one?
We are out of stock, so Sean needs to swing by the shop.
Sean, come on, man. Hook us up. You make that happen. What's wrong with you? Urban Legends. I want to go for this one.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Urban Legends is an imprint that I think is launched by my friend Jeff Balke. He actually did the colors on the cover for The Trouble with Love.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yes. Jeff has been a colorist in the game for a good long time, and he's awesome. Like, very nice guy, one of the most congenial guys you'll ever see. And his prints are phenomenal. The price point is magic. Like, I think it's like $5,
which
something
is
ridiculous.
Dirt cheap.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it's $5 each and 6 for $25. Like, get your prints. Like, he's got good stuff. Urban Legends is his imprint, and like, this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah, it takes that urban legend.
Yes, literal.
And just does a really good job of just concisely telling it. It doesn't give you too much graphicness,
right?
Just enough to let your mind just paint the picture.
Seeing the evil that's happening. This is actually one of my favorite urban legends of all time. Like, I'm not going to tell you which one it is because that's giving away too much. But this book actually has like my favorite one ever. From even like the Urban Legends movie series. Like that one, like, this one's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I highly recommend this one. It kind of really has like that 90s feel to it art-wise.
Yeah.
You know, when Image first started, like, there was all these guys who were like, yes, we can do this. And it kind of has that feel.
Yeah.
I like it. It's throwback to me.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I dig it.
Oh, God, that's so scary to think about that. That was like 20 years ago, so that's ancient history at this point.
Let's not make ourselves feel old. You know who is always making me feel old? Hank. Hank always makes me feel old. Whenever we talk about something, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. In 89, he's like, I wasn't born yet. I'm like, what do you mean you weren't born yet?
Like, how's
Not born yet. Hank. Look at him nodding his head.
I was in high school in 89.
See? And it just makes us feel like poop. So this piece here, Max the Inebriated Rabbit. Not for children.
Remotely for
Don't. If you are under the age of 18, don't even touch it. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
However,
Think Charles Bukowski meets
Roger Rabbit?
It meets Roger Rabbit.
I'm going to go with that, yes. And Roger Rabbit wasn't even necessarily the cleanest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But this one is like, Eric himself, he's actually next to me in Artist Alley, and he was pitching it as like Robert Crumb does like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Like, it's very interesting. Like, I could see this. Ralph Bakowski, is that how you say his name? He's an animator. He did like Fire and Ice and the Lord of the Rings stuff. Yeah. So back in the 80s, like when they were doing rotoscoping for the first time, I could totally see him making a cartoon of this, like heavy metal style, like
Fritz the Cat.
Yes,
yeah,
that's like definitely what this is. It was good though. Like, the art is gritty, but it fits into the personality of what this story is really, really well. I dug it a lot, and he signed it, so I think I get to keep this copy. So this one's mine, but you have to get your own. Really good ones, man. Like, as indie books go, I think these are fairly strong. I mean, I've seen some indies where you're kind of like, it's indie.
Yeah. These are definitely, they're professional.
Yeah.
There's a voice, there's a direction.
Right.
Maybe a draft away from like being major publisher produced.
I can see that. I can totally see that. Ironically, what's funny, Fate would kill us for this because none of these are really kid friendly. Like, he would be so mad. Like, you're not talking to the kids. You gotta talk to the kids.
But we can.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I brought some comics with us today. And they're actually all comics that we've reviewed on the show before. Mm-hmm. And so we can pass some of those out. And Archie #1.
That's in there.
Is one of those.
Yes.
That was the reboot from Mark Waid.
Exactly. Super kid friendly. Yeah. Another favorite one that I didn't even know you were going to bring, which is excellent, is A-Force.
Yeah.
Is it #1?
Yeah.
A-Force #1? That one's fantastic, especially for the ladies. It is an all-female Avengers team.
Yep.
I personally love it. The art is fantastic. It's awesome. To move up in scale, what else do we got?
Let's see. We have Fight Club and Darth Vader also.
Ooh, now Vader is cool, but Fight Club, that's amazing. Are you guys reading Fight Club?
Oh, it's good stuff.
It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life.
Not enough,
seriously, not even a joke.
Not enough people saying yes to Fight Club out there.
Yeah, no. No, they can't talk about it. That's why. That's
fault.
what it is. They can't talk about
My
it.
fault.
First and second rule. They're like, I'm not reading it. You can't say nothing. Yeah. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. What do you say we ask some questions? Share some questions. Have people ask us questions.
Hey, Scott, if you want to pass out those comics,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Little helper.
Do you guys have any questions for us?
What have you guys read this year that's really just like hit home for you?
Yes, that's a good one.
Because
What
if
have
you're
you
here,
read
that means you've read comics.
That's right. What have you read? I don't know. Have you read anything lately?
No.
No? You just watch our show, don't you?
I do watch your show, yeah.
I appreciate that. Like, no, seriously, to not even,
And
like,
occasionally I give it a thumbs up.
did you really? Occasionally. No, we shouldn't get excited. We should dial it down a little bit.
One time I gave it a thumbs up.
What did we do? Why?
It's specifically you.
Oh, well,
You handed up a little too much.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's my fault. I'll tone it down.
No, it's
No, you're right. I won't. You're right. I won't. I can't even. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I've really enjoyed reading this year some of the Star Trek crossovers, the Star
Okay.
Trek Planet of the Apes, and
Yeah.
then also now the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Have you heard of any plans of them to do anything else along those lines?
Not yet, no. But with the Star Trek universe, it does open up, between Next Generation and the original crew, it does open up a lot of like time travel and planets that have like an alternate timeline. So, and they've been well done too.
Right.
So it's one that I would love it if they keep kind of mining that, because the Planet of the Apes crossover one I loved. Like the Green Lantern one is good, but not.
Really? I would have figured like that was the one that.
I'm a huge Planet of the Apes junkie.
That's fair.
Like
fair.
you have any of that crew, Cornelius, Dr. Zayas, I'm done. Like
You're
I
like,
just put them in front
yes,
of the
you
TV.
did it right.
So
Well done. Well done. Yes.
What do you think is your most well-known comic?
What's the most well-known comic? Of mine personally? For anyone that doesn't know, I self-published through Vantage InHouse Productions. My most well-known comic, I would probably have to say via sales, would be my series, The Samaritan, which is more of an urban superhero kind of thing. But my all-ages friendly title, Wonder Care Presents the Kinderguardians, is very rapidly catching up. So that one is one that I think is starting to get a little bit more buzz. Could be some things coming up soon that might actually push that even better. So thank you. Great question.
and that's only up to issue 3.
Yes.
So it's still pretty easy to
Yeah,
get
still very early. We actually have copies of it at my table, so if anybody wants to check that out, you're more than welcome to come by. Yeah, I gotta get you some copies.
Yes, yeah, I don't have them yet.
Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. I love you. You know I love you.
I know.
It's not. We gotta make a list. We gotta make a list of what all you need.
Oh,
I have a follow-up question on
Yeah.
your Samaritan. I know you had announced plans to do a more age-friendly version
Yes.
of that. And what's the progress on that?
So I actually have a version of it, a proof, at my table right now. The series itself is not really, child friendly, but it does speak to urban youth very, very well. So I actually did an edition that is a machete cut. You know how they were talking about the Star Wars machete cuts and they take certain things out? I did that for the Samaritan, edited up, cut out an issue that was a little extra, and put it together. So that will be available for libraries soon. So yes. Good times. Any other questions? Anybody else? He's got a question.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Do you think that Rick is going to die from the Whisperers?
In Walking Dead? Do we think Rick is gonna die in Walking Dead from the Whispers? I'm gonna put it out there flat out. Yes. I think that Kirkman is that open with anybody can go.
yeah, death is such a reality in the comic, and also the television series.
Yes.
He's untouchable, but at the same time, nothing would drive that point home.
Oh man.
More than
Than the death of Rick.
Yeah.
That
Which-
would be huge.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't reading Walking Dead currently, you really ought to check it out.
Yes.
It's not. It's really easy to say it's like it's a zombie horror comic.
Right.
The zombies aren't the scary part.
No.
It's like
No.
Lord of the Flies. It just happens to be.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
Yeah, because it's the other humans that are the terrifying thing of what they're willing to do to survive, or what they're willing to do in absence of societal
Rules and things like that. Yeah. What's the slogan? Kill the dead, fear the living.
Yeah.
That's legit. Like, there's nothing that epitomizes that idea better than that book. Like,
Yeah.
yes. I would even say like the show itself only like peripherally touches it.
Yeah.
Where the book is like, "Ugh, this is it. Like, this is our motto.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Good question. I think Rick's gonna die. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
He's dead.
Like issue 150 is like Rick's dead. You're like, what?
I could see that because it just Image keeps hyping 150,
Right.
But they're not saying why.
Why?
Like, is it a character from the television series that hasn't been in the comic yet? Is it a major death?
I think it's gonna be major death, or both.
Or both.
Like, how about that? Like, would you guys like dig that if like Rick dies, but they introduce Daryl? Would that be cool? Would that be a thing? Merle, you want to bring Merle back? Of course you want to bring Merle back. I
I'd
don't
be
even.
more impressed if they brought Daryl in and killed him off at the same time.
Oh my God, would we get the riot though? Because everybody says if Daryl dies, we riot. What if they bring him in and kill him in the comic right away?
Yeah.
What's the fan reaction? That would be incredible.
fantastic.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Bobby K, I hope you're listening, because that would be amazing. Any other questions? Anybody else? Is anybody here a creator at all? Anybody? You guys are all readers? Oh, that's fantastic. That's good stuff. I like that.
Marvel readers or DC readers?
Tell the truth. Both? How do you guys like Convergence? Look at all the hands not go up. We got a from Deadpool. Are you making fun or are you 5 issues in?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. What about Secret Wars? You guys digging Secret Wars? Yeah. Yeah, Secret Wars is beautiful. I'm loving what that's doing right now.
Yeah.
I get one.
Yes.
So outside of Crisis, since it was pretty much the first one.
Right.
Which one of these, let's blow up the universe and make one steady one, story arc do you like the most?
Between, like, are we saying specifically DC or it doesn't matter?
Any one of them.
I'm going to say honest.
But throwing out Crisis since it was the first.
Right, since it was the first, since it was the big gatter.
That's a toughie.
It kind of is. I mean, because we were talking, like, even including, like, the Valiant universe, countdown stuff. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might have to go with Secret Wars.
It's the one that's best handled so far.
Yeah. Secret Wars is really, really good right now. Yes, the ancillary titles are not necessarily, waving my flag, but the core itself
is just phenomenal. It's what a big event book
should
be, except for coming out on time.
Well, no, then latter times, like, that's true to form as well. It's late, but it's good. Like, the things that they're playing around with, Doom and all these characters that have, like, a solid, history, but they're, like, twisting it just right. It is really interesting.
And the fact that Doom is a rounded character.
Yes.
Like, he's not just your two-dimensional, like, I am
Doom. I'm better than you. No.
He's shouldering the burden of saving the entire Marvel universe.
Yes.
And
it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
It humanizes him. And looking at DC, like, Flashpoint didn't wow me.
Not at all?
It wasn't bad, but when you use that as the launching point for the New 52,
well, then, yeah.
But you don't tell retailers, it doesn't. Once again, thanks, DC. So like, it was good, but it wasn't.
It didn't do what you needed to do as a retailer nor as a reader.
Yeah,
I get that.
Infinite Crisis was fun. Right. It was violent. The action was good. But when you have Superboy punching the walls of reality,
that's a thing.
Yeah.
It happened. Weird.
And then what's the?
Was it Final Crisis?
Final.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it. I'm sorry. I take it back.
Final Crisis had parts. It had the feel. It was dark and it was gloomy. You're like, oh man, this is what Darkseid and his crew would do. And then, like, wait, so Batman created retro built a gun that shoots time bullets. He snuck into Darkseid's secret laboratory where he was cloning Batman, and
it got Morrison.
It got Morrison. It got Morrison hard, and I'm a Morrison homer.
Yeah, but no. So there's a limit. You can only Morrison so hard before you're Morrisoned out.
Yeah,
so that does happen. Anything else? I mean, like the Valiant one, if you guys like remember those from the 90s specifically.
Yeah, so some of you might have to Google this.
Yeah, you might have to. Not the Valiant that you know right now. It actually existed before. Yeah. They had some fun, like, major crossover shakeups. It is one of the things that I worry about with the current Valiant universe is that they did so immediately tie everything together as it always was.
Yeah.
And so now you have to read so many different titles to know exactly where things are going. It's not bad, but
at the same time though, it's beautiful.
Yes.
It is a tight, it's a concise universe.
Very true.
Everything affects, like when I read the Time Walker issue 1 or whatever. Yeah, they're nerding out, and Ry is there.
That was, you were like, oh,
yeah.
Look how it comes together. Yes, that was good stuff. Yeah. That was good stuff. But still, for my money, Secret Wars. Right now, it's just...
Yeah, I can't argue that one.
Yeah, that was good. Any other questions? Yes.
Would you consider the Bizarro comic series the best of the year so far?
Leave it to him. He brings up Bizarro. He always makes us talk about Bizarro.
Am I allowed to say I'm going to take my belt off?
You're allowed to say it. Absolutely. He asked whether or not Bizarro series is the best of the year. Okay, for those of you who have watched our show and have heard us mention Hank.
Yeah.
That is him.
That's Hank.
Right there. And he always makes us, or suggests for us to read Bizarro.
Yeah, 'cause that's one of the things that we do with the show, is that if you follow us on Facebook or on Twitter, you can tweet at us or comment when we post a list of all the books shipping, and
We'll
let us
try
know
to-
what you want reviewed,
Yeah.
and we'll give it a review.
We did Bizarro #1, and we mutually vowed never Bizarro again.
I would say Bizarro #1 did us.
It did,
Yeah,
like
it
in
was-
the worst way. Like I like to think I'm a very smart man sometimes, and I felt stupid trying to read Bizarro, like trying to read it because the backward speech and all that. I was like,
Yeah.
they literally should have like sub captions to tell you what he's actually saying.
And there was a chupacabra in it.
Right, we should love this. No,
No.
and you keep making us have to respond to such a thing.
Yeah.
So mean. So for that reason, every time we get a chance, we mention Hank and we throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
For making us
Bizarro.
Yeah.
Bizarroing us.
wrong, just wrong. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I got a question.
What you got?
What do you guys think of Gwen Stacy crossing a lot of the comics? We're starting to see that actually in your guys' store. We've seen, like, I seen it was an X-Men 92.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it was like Captain America or something. It's Gwen. It's like Spider-Gwen, and now it's all
Yeah.
this other stuff.
Yeah, Marvel did that cycle of variant covers
Right.
for Gwen Stacy. This is
It's-
a weird one for me.
Yeah, because like when they announced Spider-Gwen, I was like, what is this? Right?
Yeah.
Like, huh?
The,
What?
The Spider-Man purist in me.
Right?
Like
No!
the obscenities and the booze and everything. It made me irate. 'Cause she's dead. She's
Right.
high holy.
You don't do
Yeah,
that.
you leave her there.
Don't touch it. But then we read it.
Yeah, and it was so good.
Gwen is amazing.
It just-
I'm not gonna lie though, I am a little nervous about Gwenpool.
It's a one shot.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a
okay.
one-shot,
I mean,
so-
so you say because money talks, man.
If
and if
it's-
that
yeah,
sells, you know, they're like
it's gonna be an
Gwenpool
ongoing.
all day and Gwen America, like it's
Yeah.
Gwenarine, and that's gonna happen. And I'm like, oh,
oh.
no, stop. You know, Gwen 23 or I don't know, like
Yeah.
that could go.
Oh, just stop.
So I'm just saying, like that could happen.
What if Quesada or Alonso actually watches
They're
this
listening,
episode
they're like,
and they're like,
whoa.
oh, this is gold.
That would be so
Yeah.
bad.
But the Spider-Gwen series is phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Yeah, if you're not reading it, it is an alternate universe where instead of Parker getting bit with the spider and Gwen Stacy dying, it's the reverse.
It's the other way around.
And it doesn't start at the beginning.
No.
It starts around issue 300 or
Right,
something.
like you're in there, and you just have to catch up as they're
Yeah,
going.
but it's so well done that you're not scrambling.
No.
That you're automatically pulled into it, and you recognize the characters because there's the same name characters.
Right,
Like Frank
right.
Castle's in it.
Oh my God!
He's not the Punisher. He's a police detective. So it's very subtle changes.
Yeah.
But it just draws you in, and that's one of the things that coming out of Secret Wars, there still will be a Spider-Gwen comic.
Yes, yes.
And I'm 100% behind
Right,
it 'cause
right
it's,
there.
It's so
Yeah.
well done.
Now they're relaunching it though, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get the origin? I don't know.
I don't
Like,
know.
That's what has me
I
excited.
kind of
Yeah.
want to see the
That's-
actual
that-
origin.
that
So
could
if
be fun.
If they take us there, I'm.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on the idea of all the different Gwinnings that they could do it. That's a hashtag. I'm gonna do it. Gwinning. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Jeez.
They better not take that from me. I said it. This is documented. I said it first.
Yeah.
Gwinning. That's it. Yes. Gwinians of the galaxy.
Just stop.
It's happening. Watch. Watch.
Just stop.
It's happening.
This is water, not vodka. I can't handle this.
I don't know what's in your bottle, but normally we actually are drinking Kickstart. They are one of the sponsors of the show, which
Yep.
is really awesome. Any other questions, though? Any other questions? No?
No.
Anybody want to play me a paper, rock, scissors? Okay, I'm just saying. I'm
just throw
not
it
saying
out
like
there.
I'm a champion, but I just throw it out there.
So no, last year we did an end of the year review.
Yes.
Like the best of, worst of. We're a little bit past the midpoint, but with Convergence eating up 2 months of DC's calendar and Secret Wars eating up.
Right?
What are you going to say? Like if the year ended right now, we did that special,
Right?
which we also did as a charity fundraiser.
Definitely,
So everybody could come to the shop, you could watch, you could participate, just have to donate canned food.
That's right.
What would you say is the best so far this year?
The best so far this year. I know of a dissenting voice.
Okay.
But I might have to say Outcast might be up there. Like I definitely would have to think it through in like
Yeah.
a top 3 before I could pick a
Yeah.
solid one. So definitely Outcast. You already know Jupiter Circle is in there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Jupiter Circle from Mark Miller, Miller World it was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, the two titles that Vic's referencing, Outcast is by Robert Kirkman.
Yes.
It's straight up horror.
Yes.
Demonic possession.
Yes.
And it just breaks so many rules. Like, if you go to a church, you're supposed to be safe.
Yeah, no.
No, dog.
No,
It's
no.
it's just. And it's just
wrong.
cinematically done, so like each episode feels like you just watched an episode of the
Yes.
television series. And Jupiter's Circle is more of like real life stuff, just hidden behind tights and
Superheroes.
capes.
Yeah, it's a sister series, a branch off from the Jupiter's Legacy series that Mark Miller did with Frank Quitely, and he did this one with Wilfredo. Wait, did I say is Wilfredo his?
Torres. Yeah, he's.
There we go.
Yeah.
Torres is his last name. That's right. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like a sweet sort of like, back through time setup of where they came from.
Yeah.
In order for you to have more of an appreciation of where things are in Jupiter's Legacy. But that's a fantastic one.
Yeah. And if you're not sold on that concept, there's an issue with Satan worshiping Liberace.
Yes.
Google it.
Yes,
It's real.
It's legit. Not to just swing for Mark too much, but Chrononauts also, man. Like
Yeah.
that one, the thing that they said about Betty White. I mean, yes, I know that wasn't exactly Mark, but Sean Gordon Murphy, he put in little jokes in one particular issue. I think it was like issue 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3, and there's a statement about Betty White that stopped us.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
It's
Chrononauts is a time travel story, but done in a 1980s buddy action
yeah,
cop style.
yeah, like
And just it's phenomenal.
it's Tom Cruise meets I don't even know what's a good.
Tom Cruise is awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I almost want to go like Tom Cruise meets Mel Gibson in Top Gun, time traveling.
Tango and Cash style.
Oh, that's perfect. There it is. Okay. So scratch the Mel Gibson. We'll go Kurt Russell. There we go.
Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chrononauts, like that one, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent read.
So that's
God, I don't know. What about you? What would you?
That's pretty close.
Right.
Chrononauts is definitely up there. Jupiter Circle's up there. I mean, that's an argument.
Right.
I might be a homer for this, but Star Wars.
Oh no! The Star Wars. Jason Aaron is slapping us in the mouth.
Yeah, if you guys are
with that
fans of what I consider the original 3 movies, episode 6,
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6,
Right.
and you're not reading Star Wars now, the current comic, you are missing out.
No, you're not a fan. You're lying.
Yeah.
Like you're telling people, like, "Oh, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. They're amazing. Star Wars are so cool." Like that's what you are doing, literally. Like that series.
It's insane, and it's part of the canon.
Yes.
For the actual.
Like
Everything.
whole mythos, and it fits seamlessly. Like you actually are learning so much about the in-betweens. It is brilliant.
Yeah, it's not just throwaway stuff. And one of the interesting things is, for all of the writers for all the Star Wars series, Darth Vader, Star Wars, Princess Leia, which is the one I didn't feel. What happens is when the writers come up with their script, they submit it to Marvel.
Right.
Marvel either okays it or sends it back. If Marvel okays it, they send it up to Disney.
Right.
For their approval, so that everything that
It gels. Yeah. It's all got to fit in line with what the Star Wars line is doing.
Yeah.
And that's top notch.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh man, I didn't. Oh, that's a good
yeah,
one.
but it seems like too easy of a pop culture pick.
Right. But I mean, it's really that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It supersedes the pop culturalness of it. So, I definitely would put that in there. From the DC camp, though, is there anything that wowed you this year?
Scott Snyder's Batman continues to be.
That is definitely a good one. Was it the Endgame one? That was. We didn't know. That was another one that they didn't tell you.
But the thing is, once this might be a spoiler if you're not reading Batman.
Sorry.
Once Bruce Wayne ceased being Batman,
Right.
it lost me.
I understand that.
But that whole story leading up to maybe Joker has been around for hundreds of
That's
years.
did you guys? Are you aware of that? Like they had this idea. What do they call him? The Pale Man.
Yeah.
That Joker was selling this idea that he's actually immortal. That he's been around since the beginnings of Gotham, like in the 1700s even.
Which just sounds like crazy Joker sauce.
Right.
Like it's not reality.
Please no. I hope that's not right. It's like, that boogeyman? That was me.
Yeah.
You're like, bad touch.
And it's like the one time in his life he told the truth.
Yeah.
Like he really has been around. And Snyder handled that
So well.
just fantastic.
So well. Yeah. That was excellent. I will definitely co-sign on that one. There are the Superman series where they introduced Ulysses. That was interesting.
really cool.
That was really interesting. It might be in my top 10. I liked it.
Okay.
Where John Romita Jr. was coming over to DC and he was doing Superman with Jeff Johns. That was interesting. Super Flare, I don't know if I would put that as a good hallmark.
Yeah, in that story arc, if you didn't read it, Superman manifested another power.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
basically he just explodes without exploding.
Yeah, he spurts out all of his solar energy.
Yeah.
In a big boom.
Which is kind of neat.
You're right.
But
it's interesting in the after effect because he becomes human.
Yeah.
And has to deal with things that way. That was cool. Like there was that one issue where he's talking about like all the different things, like how he was hungry for the first time, and some of the other things that he did.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
yeah, which one of the
Good job,
problems
Soups.
that I've always had with Superman is he's too powerful. He's difficult to write a story around because you have to either internalize his conflict, have some sort of moral or ethical dilemma. But with him not having powers,
you could play around with a lot of different things. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Very good. Another one that doesn't make the list for me is was it the Axis storyline?
I'm still convinced that. Oh God, I blanked it out. Yeah, there was a big crossover event with Marvel called Axis, where
Right.
characters' personalities were supposed to be
swapped.
And the first 3 issues of it were just
horrid. Oh my God, they were so bad.
And I can't believe that Rick Remender wrote those intentionally like
Right.
that. Like there has to be, like Marvel had, and it might be because with Secret Wars they're making it an 8 or 9 issue miniseries.
Sure.
So that might be their new
thing is we want 9 issues.
Yeah.
Like what we honestly think is that it was like first pitched as a 6-issue series, and they're like, no, we need 3 more issues. Put them in the front. And he's like, I don't have anything else. No, you can do it. And he's like, okay, type, trash. But by issue 4 though,
it really found its legs.
It found something. Like, I mean, we apologized.
Yeah.
We definitely apologized. So that was a really good one. That was a really, really good one. Yeah. Any others that don't hit the mark for you?
Aside from Bizarro,
Bizarro didn't come out.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of actually saying that it's a real book. It's not a real book. It's a bad dream that Hank always inflicts upon us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hank. Thank you.
Those are really the ones.
Those are the ones?
That really and okay, Shudder. There's an image title called Shudder that I highly advise not reading. It's just not good.
Don't waste your time, energy, effort, lifespan. Don't do it. I hate Shudder with a passion.
Yeah.
Like that's an affront to my nature. Me and Joe Keaton are gonna fight. Like I'm just gonna call it out like that. I better not see him in New York. We're gonna fight. We're gonna have a straight up like beat it knife fight. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tie his hand up and we're just gonna dance at each other.
Yeah, because Shudder is a weird one in that there's like all things possible can happen in this universe, and it just doesn't even like the writing's clunky, the art's clunky, and then you got other smaller press titles like String Divers, which takes a similar sort of concept,
but better.
Yeah, and runs with it.
Birthright was better.
Birthright,
like from issue 1, Birthright was like pure better than you. So maybe it's our opinion. You know, maybe Joe Keaton's going to approach me. You said this about me. Yes, I did actually. Like it's on video. Like I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
like,
it's an opinion.
Yes.
Unlike saying something like the Browns suck, and I'm a Cleveland fan, and that's reality.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw. That's okay. That's okay. Any other questions? No?
No.
Well, I think we can probably wrap this episode up. Thank you guys so much for coming. We definitely appreciate that. Definitely subscribe to us on YouTube. What is that? Comic Town TV?
Comic Town TV.
Yes. You definitely want to do that. We often do prizes where we reward our subscribers with cool things. We had tickets.
Yeah, we gave out tickets to subscribers.
So, definitely get on that train and shoot us some lines. Like tweet us at IrishRye39.
Yep.
And I'm at Vantage InHouse. Let us know what you want us to read every week, and we will put those up there. If you say Bizarro, we will delete you.
Yeah.
Hank, we will delete you. Yeah. Stop saying Bizarro. Cut it out. It's terrible. Thank you again, guys, so very much. You guys enjoy the rest of the show.
And if any of you came in a little late and didn't get the free stuff, see us afterwards. We got some free books for you.
Biggity bam. Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.